That's a difficult question for this generation to answer. Warfare's changed so much. I mean, it's not like we've crossed the Atlantic and we're under fire right away. Yes, we were at war. Combat was sporadic. We had gone on missions. The camp had been attacked. There were IEDs, but direct combat was few and far between for the first little while.
Okay. Now, were there any casualties in your unit?
Yes, there were. We did have a mine strike with an IED we had an American up armor Hummer. None of the injuries were serious, and we had the friendly fire incident of 17 April. In a friendly fire incident, when they were on the range at Tarmac Farm, it was a known terrorist training camp. There are videos of Bin Laden training terrorists there prior to the Allied invasion, if you will, or the Allied attacks on Afghanistan, but it had become a designated training area for us. We had been using it for ranges, zeroing our weapons. All the American units were using it as well. And 2 F-18s had flown over and mistaken ground fire on the range to be an enemy contact and dropped a 500-pound bomb. Led to a pretty scandalous incident, I think, for both countries. It was a big wake-up call for a lot of people. But that's the nature of warfare with what we're fighting now. It's not the same as frontline fighting. The ground situation is so fluid there, everything changes so fast that what people are briefed on 8 hours prior isn't necessarily the situation on the ground half a day later, so a lot of confusion involved. We slept in Guam for a week of decompression, briefings, news updates on what might have happened or changed back in Canada, things like that. Try and make sure that we could adjust a little easier. Actually, I'd like to get employed with OSIS. It's a new program using peer support as opposed to soldiers coming home with post-traumatic stress. Instead of going to a doctor that you can't relate to experience-wise, it's a program they've installed where you're going to talk to other soldiers that have been through that, and they can help guide your counseling and help direct you with recovery, I guess. Anytime you left the camp or were on patrol, you got to deal with the public. And that grown-ups as well as children, and children are like children anywhere. And it's funny because children, no matter what tour, what war, children are what get to everybody. When you're at home watching TV and the Children's Christian Network comes on and you show the starving kids, what do you guys do? You reach the remote and turn it. You don't want to see it, but whenever you're on those wars and those deployments, you're faced with it every time you leave the camp. And kids break everybody's hearts. I mean, you don't want to see them suffering any more than you'd want your own kids back here to suffer. And kids are just kids, all they want to do is play. You know, so you do your best to try and make them smile. And who knows, if you can make that kid smile maybe 10 years from now, he won't hate Westerners so much. Maybe we can all get along if we start with the kids.